Did you know that 88% of millionaires are business owners? Here's the catch. Most of them don't own flashy startups or a sexy tech company. They build millions with what I call boring businesses, laundromats, cleaning companies, and home services. The kind of businesses you and I use every single day without even thinking about it. And here's the secret. If you run them right, those boring businesses can print millions. Take my boring business, for example. We clean homes, but that's turned into a company that now makes millions a year. If I can build it, you can too. In this video, I'll break down the 5 best boring businesses you can start if you want to get rich. Let's get into it. You're probably asking yourself, why go boring? Why not a tech startup? Well, here's the surprising truth. With a boring business, you have a better shot at getting rich. Think about it. A tech startup, you put in hundreds and thousands, maybe even millions of your own money or investors' money just to get it off the ground. Most won't even make money for years, and then 90% of them will fail within 5 years. Now, compare that to a boring business. The startup costs just a few $1,000s for equipment and supplies. And most of the investment comes in sweat equity, basically what I call how hard you're willing to work. And how profitable can it be? Many will cash flow within a few months or even a year. And here's the kicker. You're providing everyday services that people need, and people will keep paying for it no matter what the economy is doing. Here's the difference in one line. Flashy startups are super risky, and boring businesses, they're like steady cash machines. In a second, I'll show you how my boring business made me millions personally. But first, if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. I make new videos like this every single week on business, personal finance, and investing. So let's start with the first boring business I know best, cleaning. And here's the thing. Everyone needs it. Busy people, families with kids, landlords that's turning over apartments. Demands for cleaning never stops. Now, most people think nothing about this business. They think cleaning is a low skill, it's way too competitive, or that it's not a real business. I used to hear the same thing when I got started. Honestly, in the beginning, it's very tough. You're the one doing everything, from buying supplies, taking calls, sometimes even cleaning the houses yourself. And it's not very glamorous. And that's why so many people dismiss it before they even try. But here's the truth. The US cleaning industry is worth over $90 billion, and it's still growing every single year. And the startup costs just a few $100. And if you're scrappy, maybe a couple thousand with the crew. Margins can be anywhere from 20% to 30%. And once you land repeat clients, it turns into a repeatable, recurring revenue. That's exactly how I started. I had $500 and I spent it on the bare basics, an LLC, a simple logo, website hosting, and a Google Voice number so I look more professional. I built a website in my college dorm on Wix, and at that time I was super nervous starting out because I had no idea if any of this was going to work. Outside of a few accounting classes, I had no business experience. At that time, I was working as a corporate accountant, and I'll look around at all my supervisors, my managers, and they were all stressed, all burnt out, grinding 60, 80-hour weeks. I kept asking myself, is this really what I want my future to look like? Is this how I really want to build wealth and eventually retire? So after work, I'll stay up till midnight building my business. During the day, I would work on spreadsheets, and at night, I was answering calls, emailing customers, work on my website, and the very first way that I landed my customers came from Yelp. So I didn't know how to price jobs, but I called around, I copied competitors, and I just matched them. The turning point came when my business hit $25,000 a month. That was way more than my accounting salary, and it climbed to $40,000 a month 6 months later. And that's when I quit my job and went all in. Fast forward, that little $500 side hustle turned to a company that's doing multiple millions a year. And today I have managers and staff running operations while I focus on growth. Here's how cleaning stacks up as a boring business. The startup costs, it's low. Just like me, you can start with a few $100. Difficulty, medium. There's lots of moving parts, but it's simple to get started. Competition, high, easy to start, and anyone can just jump right in. Profitability, it's strong, 20 to 30% margins, and you get really sticky clients that want cleaning every week or monthly. Scalability, very high. You can expand to every city, even international, from one cleaner to even franchise level. Some brands are doing 150 million a year or more. So that's why cleaning is one of the best boring businesses to start. Next up is landscaping, another boring business that almost everyone overlooks, but it's massive. The US landscaping industry is worth over $176 billion, and it keeps growing. That's lawns, gardens, patios, hardscaping, and it's work that people will always pay for. Now, here's the thing. Most people think landscaping just means mowing grass in the hot sun for minimum wage. Yeah, I think that too. And they dismiss it as a low skill, a backbreaking work. But when it's done right, it's one of the fastest way to build a 6 or 7 figure business. Take Dylan's story. He had no experience landscaping, but he basically learned it from watching YouTube videos just like this. His first job was small. It was cleanup work after a hurricane. He went door to door offering to help, and he slowly built a reputation to be reliable. But Dylan didn't stop there. He went to industry events, invested in sales training, and kept improving his skills. And that's when things started to click. He landed his first 10,000 landscaping project, then a 22,000 job, and soon he was closing 30,000 and even 40,000 landscaping contracts. So, how did he grow so fast? 2 things. First was marketing. He posted before and after photos of every single project on Instagram and Facebook. And those visuals made his work stand out and brought clients in. Second, customer relationship. He focused on doing quality work and making sure the clients were happy, which meant referrals and repeat business. So within a few years, Dylan went from door knocking to running a company doing over $1 million a year. And here's the kicker. You don't need massive upfront investment to start. A truck, a mower, and some hustle can get you to your first customer. And from there, you can scale into crews, hardscaping, and even bigger contracts. So yeah, landscaping may not sound exciting, but it's boring, it's dependable, and it can build serious wealth. I've seen guys who've only worked 6 to 8 months out of the year and still make 6 figures. And that's the power of a boring business. So how does landscaping stack up? Let's walk through it. So startup costs, it's medium. A truck and a mower to get started, maybe 3,000 to 10,000. Difficulty, medium. The work is very physical. Scaling into bigger projects takes skills. Competition, medium. Lots of small players, but reliability and professionalism sets you apart. So how profitable is it? It's very strong. Margins improve as you move from mowing into landscaping and into hardscaping jobs. So how scalable is it? You can grow from a single person mowing the lawn to a multi-crew operations and then $1 million contracts. So another boring business with huge potential, mobile car washing and detailing. People always love their cars, but everyone hates cleaning them. And if you can come to them, you can charge a premium price for your service. Detailing is where the profit is from. So the startup costs can be low. A pressure washer, buckets, chemicals, about 5 to 10,000. Offer basic washes, then you upsell to $100, $200 detailing services. You land office parks, apartments, and dealership partnerships for bulk work. Supplies are cheap. Repeat clients make steady cash flow steady. And scale is simple. You add vans, you expand your territory, and then you open a shop once the base is there. So here's a quick example. So David in Sydney, he started in 2019 with 5 to 10,000 in gear, a lot of sweat. He systemized sales, he hired contractors, he diversified services, and then how much has he made since then? About 2.6 million. And that's the power of convenience and a recurring demand. Here's how mobile car washing and detailing stacks up. Again, Startup cost is low, about 5 to 10,000 for pressure washer, supplies, and cleaning products. How difficult is it? Medium. Easy to start. Scaling requires managing crews and multiple vans. Competition? Very high. Lots of local players, but most don't offer premium service or convenience. How profitable is it? It's strong. Supplies are very cheap. Detailing packages can run from 100 to 200 per car. Scalability? Medium to high. You can grow from one van to multiple crews or even expand into a shop. So let's talk about the next business. Let's talk about trades, HVAC, plumbing, and electrical. These are what I call the backbone services for every single homeowner. And here's the thing. They're some of the most recession-proof businesses you can own. Picture this. It's 2 a.m. and your pipe bursts in your basement. You're not looking for the cheapest plumber. You're paying for whoever shows up first to stop this flood. Now, most people dismiss the trades because they require training, certification, apprenticeship, and yes, the barrier to entry is higher compared to starting a cleaning company or a car wash business. But that's also why the profit potential is huge. Less competition, more trust, and a higher ticket. I know of a small HVAC company that started with just 2 vans. They focus on being reliable. They build repeat services, and within 5 years, they scaled to over 10 vans and multi-million-dollar operations. The margins are strong, and the exit value is great. Trade businesses often sell for 3 times their EBITDA. Basically, this means profits before taxes. And the beauty of these businesses is that demand never goes away. AI isn't replacing plumbers, electricians, or HVAC techs anytime soon. Technology may change, but people will always need heat, water, and power. And if you're willing to learn a trade or buy this business, you can build a stable, high-income business that lasts. So while most people chase flashy startups, the trades keep producing quiet millionaires year after year. Here's how trades stack up. The startup cost is high. Training, licensing, equipment can run anywhere from 10,000 to 50,000. Difficulty? Very high. You need skills, certificates, and sometimes years of apprenticeship. Competition? Medium. Lots of demand, but there's not that many licensed pros compared to other industries. And how profitable is it? It's very strong. 100 to 200 just for service, and big projects can run into thousands. How scalable is it? High. From one van to a full fleet, trade scales into multi-million-dollar operations with strong resale value. And that's why trades, HVACs, plumbings, electrical are some of the most recession-proof, boring businesses out there. Finally, let's talk about pest control. It's not flashy, but it's one of the most predictable, boring businesses out there. Here's why. Most people don't want to deal with pests themselves. When they notice termites or mice, they pick a trusted company and they stick with it until the pests are gone. Most pest control companies have recurring customers, monthly, quarterly, or even yearly visits. That means that once you land a customer, you keep billing them again and again. And that's the holy grail of boring businesses, recurring revenue. So startup costs are higher than cleaning or car washing. The cost can be 10,000 to 15,000 for equipment, chemicals, and a truck, plus licensing in most states. But the margins are very solid, and the industry is booming. The U.S. pest control market is worth over $30 billion a year, and it's expected to keep growing. So I know a small pest control operator who started with just 1 truck and 1 sprayer. Within a few years, they built a route of a few hundred clients, enough to clear 6 figures a year. And here's the kicker. When they decide to sell, pest control companies often go for 3 to 5 times the annual profit because of their recurring contract base. So while nobody's dreaming of spraying for bugs, pest control is one of the most reliable, boring businesses you can start. Demand is endless, the revenue is recurring, and the exit value is great. Here's how pest control stacks up. The startup cost, medium, 10,000 to 15,000 for equipment, supplies, and licensing. And difficulty, medium, requires training, certification, but easier to enter than HVAC or plumbing. Competition medium. There's plenty of local providers, but recurring contracts keep customers loyal. How profitable is it? Very strong. There's recurring service contracts and there's high margins for emergency jobs. How scalable is it? High. From one truck to a full team with excellent resale value at 3 to 4x annual profits. So there you have it, 5 boring businesses that actually build wealth: cleaning, landscaping, mobile car washes, the trades like HVAC, plumbing, and pest control. So what do these all have in common? They're simple, they're proven, and people will pay them again and again, no matter what the economy is doing. That might not sound exciting, but boring businesses are dependable, profitable, and they can create real freedom. Here's the takeaway. You don't need a flashy startup. You don't need to raise millions to get rich. You just need one business that solves everyday problem, and you need discipline to stick with it. Here's the thing. Starting a boring business can make you rich, but staying rich comes down to habits. In the next video, I'm going to show you 5 habits that the rich use every day that you can start copying right now. Click here to watch. I'll see you there.